everywhere you can see legal and regulatory requirements. It conforms compliance with legal and regulatory requirements. It ensures that governance requirements for board members are met. Next, these all are from practice manual, so not all questions are done from this. See, if you see the earlier question or the one performance governance, corporate governance, performance as actually the responsibility of board that will be monitored by the board, right? So here also, if you see last point, key functions of IT steering committee. These people will be appointed by the actually by board of directors only, management. Key functions of IT steering committee: to ensure that long and short range plans of the IT department are in tune with enterprise goals and objectives. Anyway, if you see any type of thing, so finally it has to achieve the goals and objectives. Even if you see corporate governance or GIT or whatever, before that IT governance we have seen, no? So that IT governance means IT activities are directed and controlled to achieve the objectives of business, like that it will be there. Here also same thing. So business is controlled and directed, like that definition will come same way. So to achieve the goals and objectives of the business, we need some short range plans, long range plans, everything finally achieved. uh, Business objectives will be achieved through some plans only. So to achieve that plans, objectives will be achieved through plans only. That plan should be in consistence with the goals and objectives, right? Then only the final objectives can be achieved. So same it says, long and short term range plans are in tune with the enterprise goals and objectives. Again, you need to establish some size and scope. Size and scope means if it is long, you need to give priority. Otherwise, if it is a small one, then accordingly priority will be given. So that is the next point. Establish size and scope of the IT functions and set priorities within the scope. If there are many projects are there, that time you need to review in every stage, right? So to review and approve major IT deployment projects in all their stages. Again, every time you need to monitor, approve and monitor. See, generally board will monitor. So board or management, they appointed this IT steering committee. So this they have to do: approve and monitor key projects by measuring result of IT projects in terms of return on investment. So anyway, they have to review the budgets also, plans, budget. Again, you have already read in the first point, short-term plans and long-term should be in consistency with the, that means in tune with the enterprise goals and objectives. For that, periodically they have to review, right? Plans should be reviewed. The same time, how is the performance? Even not only plans, budgets also you need to review what is the status. So what we have expected and how it is going. So we need to review the status of IS plans and budgets and overall IT performance. Not only that, even standards, you need to approve the standards and you need to review policies, procedures, that also you need to periodically review and approve for further steps and all. Review and approve standards, policies and procedure to make decisions on all key aspects of IT deployment and implementation. Again, you need to implement the IT security. To facilitate implementation of IT security within the enterprise, to facilitate and resolve conflict in deployment of IT and ensure availability of a viable communication system between IT and its users. And finally, since they are appointed by IT steering committee is appointed by board or management, so they have to report to board of directors on IT activities on a regular basis. So next is success of process of ensuring business value from use of IT can be measured by evaluating the benefit realized from IT enabled investments and services portfolio, and how transparency of IT cost, benefits and risk is implemented. Explain some of key metrics. See here, if you see, just for examination point of view, IT enabled investment, IT services, here only 4 points will cover. That you need to apply percentage of IT enabled investment, percentage of IT services. Again, expected benefits, again that benefits are met or not. Same thing, clearly defined and approved expected related cost and benefits, that is met or not, that only it says almost 4 points. If you see, percentage of IT enabled investments where benefit realization is monitored through economic life cycle, through full economic life cycle. Then percentage of IT services where expected benefits have been realized. Percentage of IT enabled investment where claimed benefits are met or exceeded. Percentage of investment business cases with clearly defined and approved expected IT related cost and benefits. Percentage of IT services with clearly defined and approved operational costs, expected benefits, and satisfaction survey of key stakeholders regarding the transparency, understanding and account accuracy of IT information. Just check once. Next, a few definitions are there. See, definitions means these are, I think, MCQ, sometimes important, sometimes short notes. I think this time at least the one question may come from this list. Risk means actually potential harm caused to damage an asset. When the damage will cause, when the threat exploits vulnerability. Threat means some event or circumstances, so which has potential harm. So generally threat only exploits particular vulnerability, that actually there will be some weakness in any system or the procedures. This will be exploited by the threat. So once the threat is exploits the vulnerability, there will be damage to physical some asset, cause damage to the asset. Due to that damage, what is the potential to harm the asset is the risk. Actually, risk is nothing but potential harm caused if a particular threat exploits a particular vulnerability to cause damage to an asset. Again, you have already checked. Threat means any entity, circumstances, or event with the potential to harm the software system or component through its unauthorized access, destruction, modification, and denial of service is called a threat. See, risk means potential harm. This threat means any entity or circumstance or event. Exposure means the extent of loss, quantity. Extent of loss the organization has to face when the risk materializes. It is not just the immediate impact but the real harm that occurs in the long run. Again, attack. An attack is an attempt to gain unauthorized access to the system's services or to compromise the system's dependability. So, it is already asked COSO, internal controls as per COSO. Control environment, risk assessment, control activities, information and communication, monitoring. Again, next important one is five principles of COVID-5. So, principle 1 is meeting stakeholder needs. That means it provides all the required process and other enablers to support business value creation through the use of IT. Just check once. Just in glance, principles means five principles: meeting stakeholder needs, covering the enterprise from end to end, applying a single integrated framework, enabling a holistic approach, separating governance from management. So covering the enterprise from end to end means it integrates governance of enterprise IT into enterprise governance. Applying a single integrated framework, it aligns with other latest relevant standards and framework. Enabling holistic approach, implementation of a comprehensive governance and management system for enterprise. Separating governance from management, clear distinction between the governance and management. We already saw the vulnerability in the definition of risk. Risk means potential harm caused when a particular threat exploits particular vulnerability to cause damage to an asset, right? So that vulnerability is nothing but a weakness in the system